Hey, what's going on everyone? So if you guys have been keeping up with everything in the news, Justice League isn't currently doing the best at the box office or critically and with the fan reception. Now a lot of people have been kind of split on this movie, whether it's actually good, whether it's a Zack Snyder film, a Joss Whedon film. What exactly happened in the post-production process? Did Warner Brothers kind of ruin and sabotage the movie by cutting it down to 2 hours? A lot of different things are coming into play, and unfortunately it had the lowest opening weekend of any DCEU film, and I believe the lowest opening weekend overall for any DC film since Green Lantern. Which definitely means that a lot kind of went wrong with the process, and people are a bit upset about that. Now, Jason Momoa sat down for an interview with Entertainment Weekly to talk very candidly about Justice League and kind of the negative reactions and the negativity that he's heard from fans. Now he said, quote, "I try to stay away from what people say. Some of my friends said Justice League isn't doing well and it kind of bummed me out, but I don't want to look it up. I don't want to look up the bad and the negativity. I don't think that's useful. It doesn't help. I've seen Justice League twice. I loved it even more the second time. I'm actually going to watch it again with my kids and my godchild. I'm going to see it with the perfect crowd of people, a regular crowd instead of at a premiere. So I'm very excited. You can't get into the whole why this, why that. I went to Wizard World Austin fan convention this weekend and got great praise. Now obviously that's a positive place. I'm not only interested in seeing the positive, but if people love what we did with Aquaman, it's all Zack Snyder. It's his brainchild. He came in with it. I'm going to make Aquaman a badass, and I'm going to change stuff and change the myths about this guy. And I busted my ass making that possible. So what do you guys think about his comments? Do you think that it's correct to kind of stay away from the negativity and stay away from just looking at things that are bad about the movie, but kind of to look at the silver lining about it and look at what could be possible coming down the future lineup? I mean, we do have James Wan's Aquaman solo film coming to us next December, but it is kind of a shame that we're going to have to wait over a year to get the next DC film. There is probably going to be a lot of negative buzz between now and then because of people arguing over Justice League for the next year or so, basically the same thing that happened with Batman v Superman and Man of Steel. But do you guys agree with his whole like stay away from the negativity, but then he kind of contradicts himself later on saying that he went to Wizard World Austin and it was a positive place, but he's not only interested in just the positive comments. So that kind of was a bit strange to me. He says he doesn't want just negativity, but then he just says I don't want just positivity either, which is a bit weird. But I think that the problem with these movies is that if he's anything to go by, that they're not really looking at the negativity and the kind of criticisms to the film, because there are people out there that are just going to blindly hate it without even watching the movie or kind of paying any attention to it or really forming their thoughts in any meaningful way. But I think that there are legitimate criticisms to Justice League. I mean, clearly some of the reshoots didn't work for people, the digital effects could have taken longer to render out, and some of the story beats and things like that, but I think that it might not be the best idea to sort of just completely block anything out that's negative about the movie. That just doesn't help anybody out, because then you don't really know what people's problems with it are, and then you can't fix that for the future installments. So drop your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Is it right to stay away from negative comments, or do you think that sometimes you gotta kind of see both sides? And for more updates on Justice League and next year's Aquaman, be sure to subscribe to Hybrid Network. Thanks again for checking this video out. If you want to get even more updates from us, check out our social media platforms, our website for the latest news and editorials, and if you want to see our content get better, donate to us on Patreon for exclusive rewards.